Have you ever noticed something very strange? That you lived through your earliest years alive, yet you barely remember any of the memory that you got from your first, second, or third year while you were alive. You probably do not remember when you started learning how to speak, or you cannot remember the exact time you learned how to walk, the period, or the people that were carrying you when you were learning to stand. Cannot remember any of all those moments or the emotions that shaped your life during that initial season, during that first stage, the first years of your life. Cannot remember. And yet, most psychologists or psychology in general, father of psychology, Sigmund Freud, or the study of psychology keeps suggesting that the initial phase of our life or the initial stage of our life, our childhood moments, our childhood memories, is still influencing a major part of how we are today as adults. It's still influencing the way we turned out to be as adults. And this phenomenon is referred to as childhood amnesia. It's very interesting. And the most fascinating thing about it is that when you start trying to remember things, it start coming in bits, in scattered forms. And my own personal earliest memory that I had was during one time like that when I was in kindergarten in KG 1 or 2. I can't really remember. I knew that I left my class. I can't remember what happened. I think we were playing hide and seek. I left my class. I left school because the fence, there was an uncompleted building close to my school, and the fence of my school was not very high. So I went to that uncompleted building and I was hiding there. And unfortunately for me, I saw one very popular madman that was popular around my school environment. Like all of us used to call him Usalase. That's how we called him then. So I saw him entering the uncompleted building, and something just clicked in my head that, oh, the best idea that I should just do right now is start to go home. And mind you, my house is very far from my school. I don't even know what got it to me. Started the journey. And there is this major road that you have to cross in order to get to my school premises. And I can remember it was one of our family friends. That's the eldest sister to my friend then. She saw me and she was the one that helped me cross the road. On getting home, I did not see anybody at home because obviously everybody was going to work. But I just decided that, oh, since I know my mother's school, let me go to her school. Fortunately for me, while I was on my way to her school, she saw me on the road and she was shouting, "Ah, you this boy, why are you coming to my school?" And I cannot remember, but I just know that I was not flogged when I got home. So that was like the earliest memory I had. If I'm trying to think back, like, oh, which core memory do I have as a childhood memory? That's the first one. I cannot even remember how I sustained this scar here in my forehead. I was just told the story that, oh, this will happen, this will happen. Now, why this childhood amnesia? Like, why does it all happen? No one actually really knows. Like, nobody can really say for a fact that it is because of this reason. But the study of neuroscience or neurology suggests a couple of reasons why this thing can happen. And the first one is because the brain is still developing. There's a part of the brain that's responsible for emotions and memory. It's known as the hippocampus. Think about the hippocampus as the part of your brain that maps out or that transfers short-term memory to long-term memory, that helps you store short-term memory to long-term memory, or a part of your brain that helps you identify where you are. If you're a student currently watching this video, the ability for you to navigate your campus environment is because of the fact that your hippocampus is working properly. So that part of the brain in children is still developing, and the brain just try to prioritize development over like storing long from short-term memory to long-term memory. So that's one logical explanation. Another logical explanation is language. The idea that your memory, your thought patterns. When you start having thoughts, your thoughts comes in language. And children don't know how to speak initially when they are born. And because they have poor language formation, or they have no language at all, it will be very hard for the brain to categorize or easily systematically categorize all those experiences, all those emotional experiences. The last but not the least would be identity. Babies barely have a sense of self, like the ability to have autobiographic stories, like telling your own stories that this happened to me, this happened to me. They're not able, they don't have that developed sense of self yet. And autobiographical memories depends heavily on that sense of self-identity. Maybe one of the strangest things as adults is that some of the experiences that tend to shape us the most are those same experiences that we cannot even remember anymore. Or maybe childhood amnesia is just a simple, gentle, or a subtle reminder that humans or human beings are long already formed, like they've already formed. Their behavior, they have already taken shape long before we would begin to gain awareness about who we are. Or just maybe healing, growth, development, or self-awareness as adults can only truly begin when we begin to understand the very invincible emotional foundations in which we were built. So that will be all for today. That was just all I have about childhood amnesia. It's a very, very interesting phenomenon. As you are listening to this right now, try and cast your mind back and see if you can remember your very first memory. So, peace and love, guys. Bye. Catch you on the next one.